The sea is endless. Waves rise and fall, carrying whispers older than time. Listen closely. The ocean speaks in secrets no map can hold. Beyond the horizon lies a story not written in books, but in tides. A story of light, hidden where darkness rules. They call it the eternal flame of Poseidon. A fire that burns beneath the waves, untouched by water's embrace. Sailors tell of its glow guiding them through storms. They say it shines like a star, deep below, unseen by most, believed by few. The ocean remembers. It holds more than shells, more than salt. It holds promises, made long ago by the god of the sea himself. Poseidon, master of tides, keeper of storms, left behind a gift. Not a trident, not a crown, but a flame that never fades. This flame is not of destruction. It is a beacon of balance, calm in chaos, light in shadow. Tonight, we follow its story. We drift with the current into depths where myth and truth meet. Let the waves guide you. Let the sea carry you. The journey begins where the shore ends. Listen, the tide calls your name. The eternal flame awaits. The ocean keeps its secrets, but some drift on the surface like foam. Among them is a whisper of a light hidden deep beneath the waves. Sailors tell it in hushed voices, as if the sea itself listens. They call it the whisper of the waves, the first sign of the eternal flame. No map shows its place, yet stories sail farther than ships ever could. Legends pass from lips salted by wind, hands hardened by rope and tide. They speak of nights when the sea glows with a shimmer not of the moon, a glow that rises like breath from the ocean, vanishing before dawn. To some, it is a trick of the eyes, the dance of stars on water. To others, it is proof of a flame that defies all reason. They believe it is Poseidon's voice, carried by tides, soft as mist. His words roll in the surf, not commands, but promises of balance. A light to guide, not to burn. A fire that comforts, not consumes. Fishermen once swore they saw its glow after storms tore their sails. A warm shimmer below the surface, steady as a heartbeat in the deep. The light never burned their nets or boats, only showed the way home. For some, it was a blessing, a gift when hope was fading. For others, it was a warning, a reminder that the sea is alive. The ocean does not roar alone. It whispers, sings, and remembers. Each wave carries memory, like pages turning in a book of salt. The whisper of the waves is a chapter that never closes. Children of sailors grow up with lullabies shaped like these stories. Mothers hush them with songs of a light, safe in the sea's cradle. It is not fear they plant, but wonder, wide as the horizon itself. As years pass, the tales change, but the flame never fades. Some say it glows blue like the heart of a sapphire stone. Others claim it burns gold, bright as dawn breaking over water. A few describe it as silver, a shimmer like moonlight beneath glass. The truth is unknown, for no eye has held it long enough. The sea shows glimpses, then hides the rest, jealous of its secret. Still, the flame's echo endures, growing with each telling, each tide. Travelers from distant ports carry the tale across oceans and lands. The whisper becomes song, prayer, and hope carried on countless lips. To listen is to believe, for the sea cannot lie without storm. Its voice is patient, eternal, waiting for those who hear it. Many have tried to follow the whisper, but few return with proof. They bring stories instead, richer than pearls, brighter than gold. And so the myth breathes on, as alive as the sea itself. The whisper of the waves is not only a tale of sailors. It is a call, gentle and endless, reaching those who dream. It reaches the hearts of wanderers standing on empty shores. It stirs within those who listen to the hush between tides. It reminds them that the sea is both mystery and guide, that beneath every wave lies a secret older than the world. The whisper is not the flame itself, but its promise. A promise of light in darkness, of calm within chaos. A flame that cannot be drowned, though the sea holds it close. Poseidon's gift, eternal, patient, waiting to be understood. The whisper is only the beginning, a path toward the unknown. A story unfolding, told not in words, but in the rhythm of tides. If you listen tonight, perhaps you will hear it too. The sea never shouts. It only whispers. And in that whisper lies the first spark of the eternal flame. The realm of Poseidon is not seen on maps, yet it surrounds every shore. It begins where sunlight fades and the deep currents rule. There, the ocean is a kingdom older than stone or sky. Its walls are waves, its floor a bed of shifting sand and coral. Its gates are the tides, opening and closing with the moon's call. Poseidon does not sit on a throne of gold, but on the sea itself. Every swell of water is his breath, every current his stride. The dolphins are his messengers, leaping joyfully to carry his word. The whales are his choirs, their songs echoing through endless blue halls. Schools of silver fish shimmer like living constellations in his domain. Sea turtles drift slowly, wise and patient, as if carrying time itself. The coral reefs are gardens blooming with colors no artist can capture. Jellyfish drift like lanterns, glowing softly, lanterns of his watery halls. Even storms are but the raising of his voice. Never cruelty, only power. Poseidon's realm is vast, yet it holds harmony within its depth. Every creature knows its place, every current finds its path. Nothing stands still, yet everything belongs, woven into the sea's rhythm. When the waves crash against cliffs, it is his laughter breaking free. When the tide recedes, it is his hand pulling the sea back to rest. The ocean breathes in cycles, and in every breath, Poseidon lives. To sailors, he is both guardian and challenger, testing courage with storms. Yet he is also a guide, lighting safe waters with calm seas. For fishermen, his bounty feeds families, a gift given without words. For travelers, his horizon stretches endlessly, calling them farther than fear. His trident is not only a weapon, but a symbol of balance. 3 points for the waves, the currents, and the depths eternal. It reminds the sea that even power must hold harmony. Legends say Poseidon once walked the shores in human form. His footsteps left salt springs, wells where the sea still whispers. People feared him, but they also sang hymns in his honor. For he was not wrath alone, but keeper of beauty and life. The eternal flame is bound to him, born of his promise. A fire that burns not to destroy, but to preserve balance. It is said the flame flickers in tune with his heartbeat. When storms calm, it steadies. When seas rage, it flares bright. This is why the sea is never just water. It is memory, spirit, and will, carrying Poseidon's essence. The realm of Poseidon is alive, eternal, unbroken by time. No empire of men can claim it. No crown can rule it. It bows only to the moon, its ancient companion in the sky. Together, they dance, pulling tides like threads on a loom. The sea rises, the sea falls, and the world follows. Even the land depends on the breath of Poseidon's kingdom. Without his waters, rivers run dry, fields thirst, skies crack. Yet with his grace, life blooms and shores grow rich. His gift is endless, but it is also a lesson. To take without respect is to awaken his voice in storm. To honor the sea is to share in its eternal rhythm. His realm is not hidden, It is beneath every horizon. Every child who runs to the shore touches his presence. Every drop of rain that falls is a note in his song. The ocean is his temple, vast and open to all who listen. The realm of Poseidon is more than a place. It is a living truth, a reminder that the world flows. And at its heart, the eternal flame glows, unbroken, unseen. A light within a kingdom that belongs to no one but the sea. The realm is waiting, always, for those who dare to hear it. Long ago, the sea was restless, shifting between calm and fury without end. The waves rose high, then fell silent, leaving sailors lost in confusion. The moon pulled, the winds pushed, and the ocean had no peace. It was then that Poseidon looked upon his realm with thought. He saw beauty, but he also saw imbalance in its rhythm. The sea was vast, but it lacked a heart to guide its tides. So Poseidon reached into the depth of his power to create a gift. Not a crown for himself, nor a jewel to be admired. He forged instead a flame unlike any ever known. This flame burned beneath the waves, yet the water could not quench it. It was a paradox, a miracle, a spark of balance, eternal. The god placed it deep within the ocean's embrace. He whispered words over it, binding it with his will. Be the calm within chaos. Be the light within shadow. The flame obeyed, glowing softly in the silence of the deep. And so the ocean found its heart, beating with steady fire. The currents grew smoother, the tides moved in harmony. Storms still came, but they passed with balance, not endless rage. The sailors soon noticed the change in the sea. They told stories of strange light flickering beneath the waves, a glow that shimmered like fire, though no fire could survive below. They called it Poseidon's promise, a gift to those who respect the sea. The fishermen prayed before setting sail, trusting the balance would hold. Mothers whispered the tale to children, singing of the hidden flame. To them, it was not myth, but proof of the sea's kindness. The gift was more than a light, it was a covenant. Poseidon did not demand worship, only harmony in return. Take what the sea gives, but never with greed. Sail with courage, but never with arrogance. For the flame is steady, but it listens to the heart of men. It shines brighter for those who honor its rhythm. It dims for those who forget humility before the tide. Legends say the flame once flickered weak when pride ruled men. A king sought to claim the ocean as his own. He ordered ships to sail with nets wide and cruel. The seas grew heavy, storms endless, as the balance faltered. Only when the people prayed did the flame steady again. And the king's ships were guided back with no treasure, only truth. The flame has never left, but it hides from careless eyes. Only those who listen can feel its warmth in the deep. It is not a torch to be carried, but a promise to be kept. The ocean carries it gently, as if guarding a fragile heart. Dolphins circle its glow, nereids sing to its rhythm. The currents swirl around it like hands cradling a jewel. Even the darkest trenches bow to its eternal glow. The gift of Poseidon is not one of power, but of peace. It teaches that strength lies not in storms, but in balance. That light endures not by force, but by harmony. The flame is eternal because it is not selfish. It belongs to no one, yet it serves everyone. Every sailor who has seen its glow carries the memory home. Every child who hears the story carries the lesson in heart. The gift endures through words, through tides, through generations. And still, it waits beneath the waves, burning quietly. The eternal flame of Poseidon, a gift to the sea, and to all who sail it. Beneath the silver skin of the sea, voices drift like currents unseen. They belong to the nereids, daughters of the tide, keepers of the hidden flame. Their songs are not of sorrow, but of harmony flowing like rivers of sound. Each note is a wave, each breath a tide moving gently through the deep. The Nereids do not rule with tridents or crowns, but with melody. Their voices weave nets stronger than rope, binding chaos into calm. When the sea grows restless, they sing, and the waters bend to their rhythm. Sailors speak of hearing faint music when storms suddenly soften. A hum in the wind, a chorus beneath the roar of waves. They say the Nereids guard Poseidon's gift, the eternal flame, not with swords or shields, but with the purity of song. The flame listens to their voices, glowing brighter with each verse. Their hymns keep it alive, steady, and eternal. Legends say there are 50, each with a voice of its own. One sings of moonlight, another of dawn, another of silence in the deep. Together, they form a chorus that carries across the oceans. Even the stars pause to hear their harmony upon the waves. At night, when the world is quiet, their voices ripple through the sea. They do not sing for men, yet men sometimes hear. Those who do carry the memory forever, unable to forget the sound. The music is soft, yet it pierces deeper than any storm. It is gentle, yet it lingers like salt upon the lips. The Nereids' duty is not born of command, but of love. They love the sea, its creatures, its secrets, its endless pulse. To them, the flame is more than Poseidon's gift. It is the heartbeat of the ocean, the light of its soul. Without their song, the flame would waver, and balance would fade. But with their voices, it endures, forever shining. Each Nereid carries a fragment of the sea within her song. One sings with the laughter of dolphins, bright and playful. Another with the cry of gulls, sharp and longing. Another with the hush of currents slipping past coral towers. Together, they are the ocean's choir, unseen yet always near. Sometimes they rise to the surface, curious of mortals. They ride the foam, their laughter echoing like bells. But more often, they remain in the deep, singing unseen. Their music drifts into dreams, guiding sailors while they sleep. Some say the Nereids appear only to the pure of heart, those who sail with respect, who listen more than they command. Others believe their voices belong to the sea itself, not to beings at all. But the truth lies somewhere between myth and tide. The eternal flame glows with their song, and their song lives because of it. The two are bound, like tide and moon, never parted. This bond is not of chains, but of devotion, quiet and eternal. The Nereids do not ask for worship, only for remembrance. When sailors pour wine into the sea, it is for them. When children sing lullabies of waves, it is their voices remembered. Their presence is gentle, yet vast, shaping the sea's very rhythm. They are the whisper that calms storms, the hymn that guides tides. They do not seek glory, for the sea itself is their home. And within that home, the flame burns, a star beneath the waves. Its glow answers their voices, and their voices keep it alive. The song of the Nereids is endless. Like the sea itself, it rises with dawn, it deepens with dusk, it lingers in midnight stillness. So long as their voices echo, the flame will never fade. And so long as the flame glows, their music will never end. The ocean hums with their chorus, a hymn eternal and unseen. The Nereids sing, and in their song, Poseidon's promise endures. Far below the rolling tides, where light fades into whispers, lies a city carved of coral and pearl. Its walls shimmer like dawn caught in crystal, untouched by storm or time. This is Atlantis, the fabled city of the sea. Not a ruin, not a dream, but a living realm cradled by the deep. Its streets are woven with shells that glow faintly, guiding the way. Columns rise like forests of stone, crowned with coral blossoms. Fishes swim through arches, and dolphins leap between towers. The sea is not just around Atlantis. It is part of its breath. Its people move with grace, their voices soft as the tides. They are guardians, not rulers, bound by the flame's promise. For deep in the city's heart burns Poseidon's eternal flame. It rests within a chamber of glass, encased yet unchained. Its glow spills like sunlight, painting the sea with warmth. The flame does not consume, nor does it fade. It hums like a heartbeat, steady, eternal, guiding all who dwell nearby. The citizens of Atlantis live not in fear of its power, but in harmony. They draw strength from its balance, courage from its light. Children grow with lullabies of the flame's origin, sung softly at night. Elders speak of it with reverence, their eyes glistening with memory. The flame is their compass, their promise, their hope. It has watched over Atlantis since the first stone was placed. Every tide that passes whispers its blessing. Yet, the flame is not chained to the city. It belongs to the sea as free as the waves themselves. Atlantis is merely its keeper, chosen, never owner. Their duty is to protect, not to possess. The eternal flame is both fragile and strong. It does not need walls, yet walls were built in love. Not to hide it, but to honor it, to remember. In the quiet of the chamber, the flame flickers gently. It casts no shadow, for it is not a fire as men know. Its light flows like liquid gold, touching every surface it sees. When a hand draws near, it does not burn. Instead, it warms, it soothes, it speaks in silence. Those who listen closely feel its rhythm within their hearts. The Atlanteans believe it holds the voice of Poseidon himself, not in words, but in presence, calm and infinite. The eternal flame connects all who live by the sea. Even sailors above, who never see its glow, are guided by it. It steadies storms, softens winds, and calms restless waves. Atlantis thrives because of it, yet never claims its power as their own. They know the sea cannot be owned, only respected. And the flame is the sea's truest heart. Every year the city gathers in silence around the chamber. No feasts, no trumpets, only stillness and song. They offer shells, pearls, and whispers of gratitude. The Nereids sometimes join, their voices weaving with the choir. The glow grows brighter on these nights, as though listening. The people bow their heads, not in fear, but in love. For they know the flame is not a weapon. It is a reminder that the sea is alive, endless, eternal. And as long as the flame burns, so too will their bond with the deep. Atlantis sleeps in the heart of the ocean, but it is never forgotten. Its towers stand tall, its streets sing with light, its people live with hope. All because of the eternal flame of Poseidon, glowing forever within. Far from the coral towers of Atlantis, the sea opens into endless blue. Here lies the realm of currents, where waters weave unseen paths across the world. Sailors call it the river beneath the sea, though no river flows there. It is the breath of the ocean, a pulse moving without rest. Currents carry warmth from the equator, cold from the poles, balance from the deep. They are the veins of the sea, keeping its body alive and whole. Without them, the ocean would sleep, silent and still. But with them, it thrives, restless yet ordered, wild yet calm. The eternal flame of Poseidon stirs these currents with its light, not as a master commanding, but as a guide unseen. Its glow spreads like a ripple, touching waters far and wide. Each wave carries a whisper of the flame's presence. Each tide holds a fragment of its eternal rhythm. Sailors who drift unknowingly upon these currents are never lost. For the sea itself remembers the way, and the flame remembers too. Legends say a sailor once threw his compass away, trusting only the tide. He drifted for weeks, yet always found safe harbor. He claimed a soft glow moved beneath his ship at night. Not fire, not lightning, but a warmth like starlight in the water. The currents are not random, though they seem so. They are songs written in water, melodies carried by the deep. Dolphins follow them like roads, whales like ancient travelers. Turtles ride them across oceans, returning to shores they have never seen. Even the smallest fish trusts them, never doubting their flow. And so the sea is united, each part bound to the other. The flame at its heart beats softly, unseen, eternal. Currents weave its promise into every corner of the world. A fisherman in distant isles feels its calm when storms subside. A child at a rocky shore hears its hush in gentle waves. They may not know Poseidon's name, yet they know his gift. The balance of the currents keeps the world alive. Atlantis guards the flame, but the sea carries its reach. Not bound by walls, not held by hands, it belongs to all. Currents bend around islands, through trenches, past mountains hidden below. Each passage is written with the flame's rhythm. Each swirl of tide holds memory of its glow. Some nights, sailors see glowing trails in the sea. They call it sea fire, or the dance of spirits. But those who know whisper, it is the flame's reflection. A reminder that even far from home, the ocean remembers. The Nereids sing to these waters, guiding their flow. Their voices mingle with the rhythm, shaping gentle paths. Storms may rage, winds may howl, but the currents remain steady. The sea bends, but it does not break. This is the gift of Poseidon, a tide that never ends, a flame that burns without smoke, a balance without chains. The sailors trust it without knowing. The creatures follow it without question, and the sea itself moves in harmony with its call. In the silence of the deep, the currents hum softly, not in words, but in presence, endless, eternal. The eternal flame watches, not from above, but from within. It does not seek worship, only balance. It does not command, only guides. And so the sea breathes, alive, eternal, carrying its promise through time. The river beneath the sea flows onward, never ceasing. And in its heart, the glow of Poseidon's flame endures. Above the restless waves, the sky stretches wide, a mirror of the sea below. Clouds drift like wandering ships, their shadows trailing across the water. The bond between sea and sky is ancient, older than memory. They dance in silence, bound by wind and tide. When the sea rises, the sky answers with rain. When the sky darkens, the sea shimmers in reply. They are not separate realms, but partners in a quiet embrace. And between them, Poseidon's flame burns unseen, keeping balance. Its light touches both water and wind, binding them as one. The eternal flame is not only for the sea, but for the skies above. Its warmth softens storms, guiding clouds as surely as tides. Sailors watch the heavens for signs, reading the stars and winds. Yet behind every gust lies the whisper of the flame. It steadies tempests, giving strength where chaos could rule. The sky listens to the sea, and the sea listens back. Both hold the rhythm of the flame, both move to its beat. Legends tell of a time when sky and sea quarreled. The winds tore at the waves struck back with fury. Storms raged unending, drowning coasts and darkening skies. It was then the flame rose brighter, a light between them. Not to choose one, but to remind both of their bond. Since then, the sky bends softly to the ocean's rise, and the sea listens gently when the winds sigh. The balance remains, fragile yet eternal, born of Poseidon's gift. Birds soaring high feel the same rhythm as dolphins below. The cry of gulls and the song of whales share one harmony. Even clouds gather in patterns, echoing the tides below. A fisherman looks up, watching the stars guide his boat. He does not see the flame, yet its rhythm keeps him safe. Storms still come, but never without end. Winds howl, but always ease again. The flame does not forbid chaos, but shapes it into balance. The sea may roar, the sky may thunder, but still they return to calm. It is this return that matters, this promise of peace. For every storm that breaks, there is light waiting after. Every shadowed wave carries a spark of hope within. The eternal flame is that spark, endless, unbroken. At night, the stars shimmer like embers scattered in the sky. They too echo the flame's light, shining far above. The ancients believed the stars were sparks of Poseidon's fire. They looked upward, yet felt the sea within their hearts. Sky and sea are one, bound in endless reflection. Without the sea, clouds would vanish. Without the sky, the ocean would fall silent. Together, they weave the breath of the world. And in their weave, the flame burns quietly, unseen yet eternal. The gull riding the wind, the sailor on his deck, the whale in the deep. All are guided by its rhythm, whether they know or not. It is not a chain, but a song, gentle and infinite. The eternal flame hums in the breeze, glows in the tide, flickers in the stars. It is the pulse of balance, the voice of harmony. When the sea sighs and the sky listens, the world breathes whole. And when both are still, the flame shines brightest, unseen yet felt. For the bond of sea and sky is eternal. And as long as it endures, Poseidon's flame will never fade. Beneath the ocean's veil lies a world few have seen, a place of light and mystery hidden in the deep. Coral forests rise like towers, painted with colors brighter than the dawn. Fish weave through the branches, their scales glittering like living jewels. The sea floor hums with life, every shell and stone carrying a secret rhythm. It is said the eternal flame touches this realm, though no mortal eye can see its glow. The flame's warmth flows through currents, guiding creatures in unseen ways. A turtle glides with grace, moving as though it knows the melody of the tide. Whales sing across the depths, their voices carrying stories of the ages. Dolphins leap with joy, each splash echoing laughter older than men. The reef itself seems alive, a breathing cathedral of the sea. Every coral branch sways in time with the flame's hidden song. Legends tell of a pearl, luminous beyond measure, born of the flame's touch. It rests within the heart of the reef, guarded by silence and time. Those who seek it are not guided by greed, but by wonder. The pearl is said to hold no wealth, only knowledge of harmony. To gaze upon it is to see the bond of sea, sky, and flame. Few have dared to dive deep enough, for the journey is long. The ocean grows darker as one descends, the light fading to shadow. Yet in the dark, bioluminescent beings shine, tiny stars of the sea. Their glow is soft, leading the way, like lanterns through the abyss. A diver who follows them feels the pull of something greater, not a treasure to keep, but a truth to witness. For the eternal flame does not burn with fire, but with balance. It lights paths unseen, guiding those who walk with humility. The reef creatures move as though in ceremony, bowing to a rhythm. Each shellfish opens and closes in time, like notes in a song. The flame's essence hums through them, unseen but ever present. At the heart of the reef, silence falls like a veil. There the pearl rests, glowing faintly like a heartbeat of the sea. It is not guarded by claws or teeth, but by stillness, Those who approach feel their breath slow, their hearts soften. The pearl reveals not words, but feelings. Calm, unity, peace. It is a mirror, reflecting the soul of the one who gazes. If the heart carries greed, the pearl dims into shadow. If the heart carries reverence, it shines like dawn. The eternal flame whispers through it, not in voice, but in light. Sailors tell of dreamers who saw the pearl, then awoke changed. They spoke less, listened more, and walked with gentler steps. They claimed they heard the sea even on land, a constant song. The reef is not only a place, but a temple of balance. It stands as proof that the eternal flame is not myth. For in every shimmer, in every current, its rhythm beats. Children born near the sea hear its whispers in their sleep. They dream of glowing waters, of fish that sing in silence. They wake with eyes wide, carrying the memory of peace. The reef is the sea's heart, and the flame is its pulse. Together, they remind the world that beauty is born of harmony. And as long as the reef glows, the eternal flame endures. Far beyond the coral reefs, the sea opens into vast blue silence. Here the horizon stretches endlessly, where water and sky become one. The waves roll gently, yet beneath them lies a world unknown. Travelers who sail these waters speak of a presence in the deep. They say the eternal flame breathes even here in open seas. Its rhythm guides the tides, pulling and releasing with silent care. Currents shift like invisible hands, shaping paths for all who journey. A school of silverfish glides, turning as if one body. Their movement mirrors the flow of the flame's unseen song. The sea is wide, but no part is ever without rhythm. Every swell, every ripple, carries the same eternal heartbeat. Sailors trust these currents, though they cannot see their source. They read the stars, but the sea reads them first. Legends tell of a mariner who followed the currents too far. He found himself in waters no map dared to show. The sea was calm, yet filled with whispers. He heard voices like waves, speaking without words. They told of balance, of the bond between sea and sky. He listened, and his heart quieted, like a tide at rest. When he returned, he spoke little, but carried peace within. His shipmates noticed the way storms no longer troubled him. The eternal flame does not promise safety, but steadiness. It teaches the soul to move with storms, not against them. A wave rises high, but the flame teaches patience. The wave will fall, and calm will come again. The open sea reflects this truth in endless measure. Its vastness humbles all who enter, reminding them of smallness. Yet smallness is not weakness, but harmony with something greater. The mariner learned that trust is not blind, but deep. He placed his hand in the water and felt its warmth. Not warmth of fire, but of presence, eternal and kind. The sea held him, just as the sky held the sea. He became part of the flame's rhythm, though he could not see it. The horizon glowed faintly at dusk, as though touched by ember. The sailor whispered thanks, though he knew no words were needed. The open sea is not empty, but alive with spirit. Every bird that wheels above, every dolphin that leaps below. Each carries the pulse of the flame in its movement. To sail here is to learn humility, to surrender control. For the eternal flame guides without chains, only with rhythm. Even storms here carry lessons, though they test the heart. Winds roar, waves crash, yet silence follows, soft as dawn. The flame does not end storms, but ensures their passing. Every sailor learns this truth, some with fear, others with awe. The mariner carried it home, teaching his children by story. He spoke of the sea's vast arms, holding even the lost. His children listened wide-eyed, hearing the pulse in his voice. They dreamed of the horizon, but also of balance. The sea taught him, and through him, it taught them. And so the eternal flame burns, unseen, yet passed in whispers. The open sea remains its canvas, endless, alive, eternal. It is the heart between horizons, the bond no storm can break. In the hidden caves along the coast, the sea speaks with echoes. Waves enter softly, their rhythm turning stone into song. The walls glisten with crystals, shimmering like captured stars. Every drip of water adds a note to the ocean's hymn. Here, the eternal flame is not seen, but deeply felt. Its warmth vibrates in the stone, humming through the silence. The caves are said to be gateways to memory itself. Whispers of the past linger, carried by water's gentle touch. Fishermen who rest here speak of dreams brighter than day. They see visions of seas long gone and of those to come. The flame within these caves binds time as it binds tide. It folds past and future into a single, endless present. A child once wandered into the cavern, chasing a gull. Inside, she found pools glowing faintly, like fire beneath water. When she touched the surface, ripples shimmered with golden light. She felt calm, as though the sea itself had cradled her. She left with eyes wide, carrying a secret she could not name. Her village said she was different, always hearing the sea's voice. She grew into a woman who could read the tide with ease. Her nets never came back empty, her sails always found the wind. She claimed it was not luck, but listening. The eternal flame had shown her that the sea speaks to all. Most ignore it, but those who listen find balance in its song. The cave became her sanctuary, a place of prayer and thanks. She lit no candles, for the flame needed none. Instead, she sat in silence, letting the ocean fill her spirit. Travelers heard of her gift and came seeking guidance. She offered no predictions, only reminders to listen deeply. "The flame is not mine," she said. "It is within all who seek." Generations later, her name was forgotten, but her story endured. The caves still hold that hum, that pulse of eternal warmth. Some nights, when the tide is high, the glow returns. It shines on the water's surface, fleeting as a dream. Those who see it are left with hearts lighter than before. The eternal flame does not demand worship, only awareness. It teaches that listening is more powerful than speaking, that silence is not empty, but full of guidance. The caves remind us that the sea is both vast and intimate. It roars with storms, yet whispers in hidden corners. Its voice is always the same flame, steady and eternal. Every crystal in the cave catches that unseen glow. Together they shine, though no torch is lit. The child who once touched the water became part of its legend. Her story reminds us that the flame is not distant. It is here, within the tide, the stone, and the heart. Those who carry it walk differently, calmer, kinder. For they know the sea is never against them, only guiding. And in the stillness of these caves, the truth is clear. The eternal flame is not bound by place or time. It flickers in the waves, it hums in the stone, it breathes in us. As long as one listens, its light will never fade. The sea is timeless, yet every wave carries a moment that will never return. The eternal flame has burned through every tide, unseen yet constant. Its light has touched reefs, skies, caves, and the open sea. It has guided sailors, dreamers, children, and wanderers alike. Not with fire, but with balance, soft and steady. It is a gift from Poseidon, yet not only his to hold. For the flame belongs to all who listen, all who see. It whispers that storms are not endings, only passages. That silence is not emptiness, but the heart of meaning. That balance is the truest form of strength. Legends say the flame will never fade, but grow with those who honor it. Every heart that beats in rhythm with the sea keeps it alive. Every step taken with gentleness carries its light forward. The mariner who found peace, the child who touched the pool, the woman who listened, the dreamers who awoke, changed. All became vessels of its glow, carrying it into the world. Perhaps you too have felt it, in the hush of a wave, or in the quiet after thunder, when the sky clears, or in the stillness of night, when stars echo the sea. The eternal flame is not a treasure to find, but a truth to live. It cannot be taken, only shared. It cannot be dimmed, only forgotten. And when remembered, it shines brighter than before. The sea will always remind us, for it remembers all. Every whisper of tide, every crash of surf, every sigh of breeze, each carries the flame's rhythm, eternal and unbroken. So when you walk the shore, pause to listen. When you hear the gulls cry, hear the flame within. When you see the horizon glow, know it is watching, not as a guard, but as a companion. The eternal flame is the bond of all things. The sky and sea, the stone and tide, the heart and breath. All are woven by its fire, though no smoke rises. It burns where water flows, where wind moves, where silence holds. And it burns within you, if you choose to listen. For the journey of the flame does not end with Poseidon. It begins with every soul who carries its light forward. You are part of its story, part of its balance. When you act with kindness, the flame shines. When you forgive, the flame glows. When you listen deeply, the flame hums. The sea will remember you too, just as it remembers all. It will carry your story in its tides, endless, eternal, and the flame will flicker softly in your memory. So let us end where we began, with the tide. The waves rise and fall, carrying whispers older than time. The flame burns unseen, but forever. It lights the path not of gold, but of balance. It asks for no worship, only awareness. And in that awareness, the world becomes whole. So listen when the tide calls. Listen when the sea sighs. For in every sound, the eternal flame lives. And as long as it is remembered, it will never fade. The sea is endless, but the flame is eternal. And tonight, it has burned within us all.